direct to our server. We have we're using the cloud and the on-site servers. So we don't have
does it require any backlog. Does it require any network?
No, yes, it of course we are leveraging.
What about areas that may not be covered by any network?
Okay, we have actually tried as much as possible to carry out a kind of research of network services that are available in different parts of the country during our enumeration area demarcation. Just as we are carving enumeration areas, we're also noting which network works where. Then for areas that are outright, or the supervisor picks on his own tablet and transmits at the point where there's network. Now, at every level, each will have their own tablet. That is, the enumerators will carry their Android devices. The supervisors will have their own. Then we are going to have various levels of monitoring officers who will have data quality managers and other internal and external monitors who will all be on the field to see the process executed. And then in each LG, we are going to have a monitor, that is a dashboard, that will be able to track every device and track the work of every enumerator. We are able to know when enumerators commence work and when they end it each day, and even in each household. And also, as they are transmitting data to the server, we're able to see it. If there are areas they have omitted, the new technology we are using give us the advantage of seeing having a broad view of the entire geographic space and every structure. Just as the Honorable Chairman has just explained, that every building, every structure, and facilities have all been geocoded. So all of this we can see at a glance on the dashboard. And then, as on the map, on the imagery map, then as they are covering it, it is now reflecting on our dashboard. So the manager on the dashboard in each local government is able to ascertain that every enumerator is working and that they are covering the areas assigned to them.
What about the inputs? Do you also have a way of ensuring that inputs are not manipulated, because it is what the enumerator feeds into the system, that is recorded?
Yes, that is a training issue. We have had to give them as many days as 12 to ensure that they are thoroughly trained and to know what we actually want them to capture in the field. We try to explain, to teach our concepts and give them the definition for every project. Every term have its own definition in every project. So the definition of our terms we have made known to them and taught them in a manner that they will go in there and effectively capture the information according to instruction. We have our instruction manual that is to guide them. This is in electronic form, which is in the tablet they are holding, and we also have it in paper form, which they can read for those that find it more convenient to read literature. And then at different point, we have supervisors who goes around to make sure that they are doing what they are supposed to do. Because for digital, it is it is easier to commit errors that are not dictated. And so we cannot take chances of allowing them to just go without fully proved. So we are testing them practical experience even before we go out again for the actual trial sensors. So all of this we are trying to prepare them so that we have.
Kiran, sorry, just before you take, I'm also interested in the quality of your enumerators, because that's very critical. Okay. It is part of what has brought us this far. Yes. What are the requirements of the enumerators that you have enlisted?
Okay, for the sensors,
the qualification requirements.
Yes, for the sensors we said every process will be digital, and this commenced with an e-recruitment. And when we set out to do this, we also came up with roles and responsibility of each category of our functionary, starting with the enumerators, and having know their role and responsibility, we now bring up a list of qualifications to fit these roles. So for an average enumerator, you must have an OND. a degree.
Okay.
In some except in areas where, because as much as possible we try to localize our recruitment. So where we do not have this in sufficient quantity, we allow school certificate holders that of some years experience.
Okay, when you mentioned O&D, I was just wondering, whether it's a test they're going to perform, because a person's character, a person's demeanor determines what he's going to do, irrespective of qualification.
Okay.
Because if anybody, what she's saying is, what I'm trying to say is that qualification may not be a determinant for who will be a good enumerator in the first instance. All right, so let's go to Jalingo once more. Now, the credibility of censuses, of course, is a key factor here, because the previous ones that Nigeria had, like this question of people saying that they're not credible, the numbers are not matching. Regions were working towards providing the highest number of persons in this country. Now, how do we guard against this? Now that we are going to deploy a digital system to be able to get it done. And when my colleague was asking about the issue of a trust with respect to the enumerators, somebody could manipulate, could manipulate numbers and what have you. What is the monitoring mechanism? Well, I would like to expatiate on that, because she mentioned a little bit about monitoring of the enumerators to ensure that they're doing the right thing.
Thank you very much. The digital technology, I always call it, provides limitless opportunities. Because the limit of your knowledge is what the opportunities you have in digital platform. And thanks be to God, some of us in the commission have done the last two censuses, 1991 and 2006. We are the key players in those two censuses. And we have also learn the mistakes that have taken place, and thank God we are at the technical helm of operations. So we have garnered over the 30 years plus a lot of experience. We work in all ramifications in terms of training, data processing, and all these things. So we all know the problems. And I always tell people, as a census practitioner for 30 years, if you complete 10 questionnaires, not correctly administering it to the individuals, I'll be able to, by the grace of God, trace about 80% of dust. With digital technology, if you complete 10 questionnaires, by the grace of God, we'll be able to trace almost 100% of those questionnaires, whether they are truly administered or not. The Commission have what we call 5-tier strategy, data quality strategy in the first place. The use of technology provides those opportunities to test this. Even the copy operations we use will not allow some errors into the data. Apart from that, we have what we call the interviews, whereby some independent interviewers will be sent to some households to go and conduct some interview. In addition to that, the Director of Census have said what we have at each local government area, we have the quality assurance managers. These quality assurance managers have a dashboard that they see whatever an enumerator is doing on the field real time, exactly, and what household is assigned to him. So the enumerator's footprint is also identified. And this data is validated. If there are issues that the quality assurance manager is not comfortable with, he will send the field coordinators to go and ground truth or the supervisors to check what the enumerators are doing. And apart from that, we have independent monitors which we use internally, and we are also going to open our systems to monitoring by civil society group and other group. In addition to that, we have what we call enumeration dashboard. This dashboard provides the chairman and commissioners the opportunity to see in real time what each and every enumerator is doing in the country, because it narrows down on that. These are the opportunities that a digital census provides. It tells us how many hours it took you to enumerate a building, how many minutes it took you to enumerate a household. So, and all these things based on the trials and the pre-tests we have done, we know the parameters, we know the average times and all these things. So it sends signals to us.
This sounds too good to be.
In addition to that, I can keep on telling you the digital opportunity. When you are advertising, we showed that we have what we call call center. This call center will operate 24/7 during the census periods. For now, we are operating between 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. because of the trial census. But during the census period, we are going to scale that call center to 24 hours operation. It also gives us feedback from everywhere in Nigeria about what is happening, and this also has its own dashboard. So we have enumeration dashboard. We have also MDM, mobile device managing systems, that will tell us whether the enumerator has internet connectivity on his tablet, whether he's running out of battery. So it will also tell us where each of the tablets we are going to deploy for the census, where they are located on the face of Nigeria. Are they crossing the border of Nigeria? Have they crossed to another local government area where they are not assigned? Have they crossed to another state where they are not assigned? Have they moved out of the enumeration areas where they are not assigned? And we have the advantage of also geofencing this equipment to work in the designated areas. Just like we geofence our recruitment process, only those people that are in that local government area can access our portal and seek for employment. So all these are the...
And how do you monitor, cross-border elements, who could, coming from different borders of the country to partake in this registration?
Like now, our e-recruitment portal, by the grace of God, and that is what the commission have spent most time doing. We have set up a lot of systems, and everybody knows that setting up system is not an easy thing. For our trial census, everybody that tried to access our portal, if you are not in Karu local government land area, you cannot apply. And this system checks you by your NIN number, which is unique, and immediately you put your NIN number. We verify with the NIMC database to ensure that the NIN is there. You take your pictures. We also verify that picture against the NIN database.
What about the children? Do they have NIN? Children
are not going to be enumerators, supervisors, or so.
No, that's
recruitment. Okay, we are now trying to say the people that we are recruiting.
Okay, recruiting. Okay,
yeah, the people that we are recruiting to work for us.
Okay,
we have to know who they are. Yes. We also have to know their qualifications, because we are going to upload these qualifications, and we are going to generate identity card from the system and give them. So even if you take somebody's name or something of that nature, we are going to generate the identity card as it is in the...
I have a question for Chairman, but let me just again get some clarification from you. The questionnaires that you distributed, or that you generated, what is the model of that questionnaire? What kind of information is being solicited?
Yeah, it's a population and housing census.
Yes.
First, we look for demographic characteristics of the individuals. We need to look at their sex.
Just break it down.
Okay, their sex, their age, their qualifications. Then we look at their residential status, their migration information. Have they moved, or are they still in one place? Because migration is also a very important characteristics. Then we also look at other indicators that are socio-economic indicators.
Like
are they engaged in any work activity in terms of employment? So all these categories also we capture them. In addition to all these socio-demographic information, we also capture the housing characteristics of where they live. So, and also what facilities do they use in those houses. All these we capture as approximate determinants of knowing the wealth status of individuals.
I was wondering because we understand that previous censuses and the questionnaires have not accommodated most of the indicators of course that will give you accurate information. For instance, if you look at our health indicators now, the number of our maybe the fertility rate and maternal mortality rate and things like that. I don't know if
including the disability status.
Yeah, exactly. And because we also have now other genders, and if you don't capture them, you'll be liable to some legal implication. Sure. But Chairman, let me again, you told us that this particular exercise is restricted to certain 6 states from the geopolitical zones, from the 6 geopolitical zones.
Yeah, that's where we fully cover a local government.
Yes, you've told us that you also looking at maybe the difficult to reach areas, which may be one of the markers.
Yeah.
But apart from that, what was your consideration for the selection of participating states now, LGs and the EAs?
Okay, there are many considerations. Sometimes, people, for instance, live in a state, but when it comes to elections, they rush to their states or local government or villages to go and conduct elections there, or even for censuses. They want to boost the population. We don't want that. We want everybody to live where he to be counted where he lives and earns his income, because we want to determine the pressure on infrastructure and provide the information to government so that they'll be able to upscale if there's need for that. We also took into the issue of migration element. That's why I said in Lagos, in here in FCT, in Nasarawa, you find people moving during elections or during censuses. So we picked, for instance, Karu for that. Then we also took note of local governments that are contiguous with other states. Other countries. We have, I think, in the north, Daura, and we have in the southwest, in Ogun State. So those are the basis for those kind of selection. Then we look at a typical local government that is normal, which we have. So we picked, I think, Anambra. Yeah. Anambra is captures that.
The village south.
In the village south in Anambra. Then in Adamawa, we picked Tongo. It's a hard to reach area, mountainous, that we have to climb before we get to some communities. And in Balsa, we picked Brass, very far deep into it. So those are the kind of characteristics. And along the line, you were asking questions about the quality of enumerators. Truly, you can't get quality data until you have a quality enumerator, person that will be able to get to. So that's why they have to be properly trained. And in the training, we instill in them the spirit of nationalism. Take this project as your own. You are not just doing it for doing sake. You are doing it for Nigeria. We need to have this accurate data for Nigeria to use and plan for the development of this country. The government needs the data, private sector needs the data, international community needs the data to be able to really plan for the development and support for the country.
Executive Chairman.
Yes.
The nation has not had census in a very long time, 6 years now, and many Nigerians have been born, since then. And someone who is 16 years in Nigeria today, of course,
I've not been
exactly, and they don't even know anything about census.
Yes.
So even have some, they're not. If of course some school curriculum, does not cover census as part of a subject or something, they've never heard about it. So you require some level of awareness creation.
Sure.
How much of this are people being put in place? Because when an enumerator is asking questions, some Nigerians may even not be prepared to give out some information required of them because they will say, look, we don't even know what you're doing this for. So what level of awareness have you been able to create, or are you creating, or do you intend to create, as time goes on? Because what the census is in February, in April next year. All right. So how are you going about that to re-educate Nigerians on what census is all about and why they should comply?
Okay. Thank you very much for this question, and that's I believe why we're here. And thank you for providing this platform for us to be able to have this program. We, apart from the normal advocacy and sensitization that we carry out, I do it myself, all the commissioners do it, and at the local level, we all do that. we have both the TV and radio talk shows. We have stakeholder engagement. We have town hall meetings. We've been holding that at the national level. We will soon be conducting a national stakeholder program with Mr. President in attendance. Wants to give Nigerians the push to be able to come out and get enumerated. And we have not done that at the state level. We're engaging the National Orientation Agency, but we want to take them on as a partner. Very soon we'll be meeting with them to we'll come with an elaborate proposal that we will use to be able to reach out to Nigerians, so that everybody is sensitized, everybody is enlightened and educated on what is coming on during the enumeration exercise. So advocacy and publicity is very important. That is the main important thing that will make this census acceptable. Get people to know about it. Let them be involved. When you do that, when at every level they are carried and they see how it's conducted, they will, when the outcome is reported, they will accept it because they are part and parcel of the whole process.
All right, let's quickly take a short break. When we come back, we'll be looking at other aspects, critical aspects indeed, involved in the process of conducting a national census. Don't go away.
Nigerians, elections are here again. Let us shun violence. Let us play the game according to the rules. Do not be a thug. Say no to violence. Let's rise and defeat violence, crime, and sabotage against the peace of our nation. Nigeria is the only country we have. We must do everything to keep it united. We must avoid any act that promotes hate and disintegration. Say no to separatist movement, terrorism, fake news, hate speech, religious bigotry, and any act that tends to divide us as a nation. Watch out for strange gatherings and suspicious movements. Restrict access to sensitive documents and data, the disclosure of which may damage national security. Educate your staff and family, particularly on measures to safeguard information and report security breaches. Apply relevant legal security guidelines to protect yourself and your neighbors. Due to misinformation and wrong choices, some idle persons resort to vices in their greed to get rich quick. They resort to kidnapping, killings for rituals, and other heinous crimes. Avoid wrong use of the social media. Before you broadcast that false message, think twice. Ask whether it will promote peace or violence. For safety at home, still be security conscious. Educate your household in safety tips. Report all suspicious movements and persons to the security agencies nearest to you. Be a good citizen. Be patriotic. To pass security information, please call 0813-222-2105, 0915-339-1309, 0908-837-3514, or send a mail to dssPR@dss.gov.ng. This message is from the Department of State Services, DSS.
When times are tough, we know that as a mother, one thing you should never compromise on is your family's oral health, because they deserve the best. Oral-B all-round protection. It's great value. It protects your mouth from harmful bacteria and also protects you against toothholes and gum problems which can lead to tooth loss. It strengthens your family's teeth and gives them all-round protection. So remember, protect their future. Oral-B for healthier, stronger teeth in just 1 week.
What are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? Millions of Nigerians have received COVID-19 vaccine. I have taken my own. What about you? We have taken our own. What about you? I am strong and healthy. What are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? We are strong and healthy. What are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? Go and get your job. The hospitals, churches, and the mosques. Go and get your job. Health centers, hurry up now. Don't be late. Go and get your job. Bye bye, Corona. Bye bye, Corona. This message is brought to you by the National Primary Health Care Development Agency, NPHCDA.
Our pastors, our imams, in every church, in every mosque, please realize that in the course of praying for peaceful and transparent elections, we all have duties beyond prayers. If we want a stable society before, during, and after the elections, what should you be saying to those that worship with you all Sundays and all Fridays? You are saddled with the responsibility of bringing up good generations. It is therefore your duty to both man and God to ensure peace all the time, no matter about elections alone. People talk to people and people listen. Talk to your followers. Make them listen to ensure peaceful 2023 elections. This message from the National Orientation Agency.
All right, welcome back. It's been an interesting conversation. We have here with us the executive chairman of the National Population Commission, Honorable Nasiru Isokwara, and we have two other officials of the National Population Commission, Dr. Jalingo and Mrs. Olanikbeku, also here with us. Before we went on the short break, the chairman was speaking to us, and I said we will come back and take some more questions. Now, I'd just like to ask that in view of the different and varying population figures that we're having from all the institutions, we have the NBS is giving us maybe 200 and something, IMF has its own, the World Bank has its own, US has its own. So what figure are we working with for this census? Let me start with Mrs. Olanikbeku. What particular figure are you working with? Is it 200? Is it 202? Is it 216? Is it 270? Because you must be working with something.
Okay, actually the 216 came from the National Population Commission, and that is what Nigeria is working with. Meaning that is what we have for year 2021. Okay. Projection, and that is what that exactly is what we are also using to project our needs and assignment of materials and men to for the census, because as I said, we have gone into the nooks and crannies to carve out enumeration areas and having estimated population in each of these enumeration areas. Now, meaning that for each enumeration area, we're expecting that an enumerator will cover a certain number of people within that EA, that is the enumeration area. Now, we expect it may be the exact number, it may be a little above, it may be a little below. It's an estimation, but especially, most especially, we have made it a moderate number that we engage the enumerator throughout the census period. So the 260 million is actually what we are working with.
The estimation you are working with.
The estimation we are working
All right.
with.
What about Nigerians in the diaspora, or those who may have traveled, within the period of this enumeration? How do we capture them? Is it do you have the provision to capture Nigerians living outside the country and those who may be in transit, during the census? That is one. Another is many ethnic groups. Well, drawing from what happened in the past, they have these religious beliefs, that they don't allow, especially the women, to be counted and what have you. How are you working on that, Mr. Jalingo? Do you consider that aspect, as something that could be an inhibiting factor in the process of getting this census done?
With people like you in the media, Karen, and other so many professionals out there, is to educate the people what the census data is for. It's for national planning and development. And and I'm happy because all these are advocacy materials. They are things to advocate to the people, to educate Nigerians that this census is for national development. Not only that, Nigeria is a part of the UN family. And as a member of the UN, you have to also, we are obliged to also have the sustainable development goals. We submit indicators and to compare with other countries how we are performing in globally among other countries in terms of our development, where we have challenges, where we need support and all this. So it's only the census data that can, if you look at the sustainable development goals, if you look at the indicators, it's only the census data can give you. Nigeria, as big we are, when you go, you see some of these indicators are blank, and it's not good for us, it's not good for our image. Smaller countries have been conducting these censuses regularly, some even within 5 years. Like South Africa, every 5 years they conduct a census. England, every 5 years. US, as far developed as they are, every 10 years they have been conducting censuses. India, like that, for over 100 years, they have been conducting censuses. So apart from that, even our local economic recovery growth plan, this is supposed to be benchmarked based on certain indicators. And there is no way you can get these indicators. It's only the census data that can provide you these indicators at the lowest geographical level so that you can benchmark. Are you making progress in terms of this? And also even our political heads. Like I have said, I was in Ghana and I was marveled when they are disseminating their census result. Every minister is held accountable to the indicators that they got from the census. The Minister of Water Resources is there, and people are asking him questions. What is happening in this region that they don't have good sanitation, they don't have good water, and all the ministers, that the data that they are subjected to this. And the census is going to give us another platform, this particular census, to benchmark the coming administration, which are coming just in time of the census.
What you are saying are real. How do you now get a section of Nigerians who may not wish to be counted based on their beliefs? Are you going to involve leaders in different strata of religious leaders, the traditional rulers, local government chairmen, councillors, and what have you, to reach out to, because it is people who are in the remote part of the country that will refuse to be counted.
Advocacy at the highest level. The chairman have told you he is doing it at the national level. If you see the level of engagement with traditional rulers, with civil society, and all these groups at every level, educating them on the census, I think the commission has indulged the media.
Okay, because it's a fundamental issue Kieran raised, because remember, it used to be a problem in immunization, exercise at a time in this country, and that's what the reason why we are yet to attain universal. Yes.
And to answer your question, Kiran, on the aspect of persons in diaspora, census is a snapshot of population of a nation, and it's always taken within a defined scope. Therefore, a geographic scope. Thank you. It's going to be census within Nigeria geographic scope. As many as coming into Nigeria as at the time of the snapshot will be captured, and all that have moved out are out of the photograph.
Period. So, the chairman, I know you want to add.
Yes.
So let's just leverage the time factor.
Okay.
Please also take the question on credibility, collaboration with other agencies, similar agencies. And I'm asking this question because a lot of Nigerians live in areas that are not properly addressed. For instance, you want to visit someone and he or she will tell you, look, you can't get to my house except I get somewhere to pick you, which means they don't have proper addressing system. So how are you also dealing with that?
Okay, thank you very much. I want to add to this discourse about religion affecting. Nigerians are so well sensitized now, enumerators, especially in the north where you have Poda. You have a young man and a lady. If the young man is denied access to go and count the women, the lady will be there to count. So we have eliminated all those issues about religious beliefs. Then the issue of collaboration. We are collaborating very well with data generating agencies and end users too. We collaborate with MBS very well. It's a very strong family now. We collaborate with NIMSI doing identity management. We collaborate so much with them, and so many other agencies, the United Nations agencies that support us in doing this. And you see, the data that we've generated through the enumeration and demarcation has made it possible for us to collaborate with the Nigerian Postal Service. We are working with them to develop for the country a digital address system that a postal code system that is going to be based on houses, not just on areas or local government. That the postal code. You can now, since we have the code for every building, you can now have an address and a postal number for every building in this country. So we're going to have a very robust postal address system.
Okay, still on the issue of demarcation.
Yes.
Right. What technology or whatever approach did you deploy to be able to demarcate Nigeria properly? Because I know it requires a lot of mapping.
Yes.
Using perhaps digital facilities, area ones, and what have you. So, did you collaborate with any other agency who perhaps may have the capacity, to do all of that, to provide the real demarcation for the country, ensuring proper coverage of the entire geographical area of Nigeria where human beings reside?
Okay. Yes, we have collaborated with agencies that deal with the satellite images. There's the ENRI that we have so much obtained the satellite imaging system from that we use to get the data. What we have in our system is far better than what you have in the Google Map and what have you. Ours is more detailed than that, and it's because we deployed this high-end technology, and for that I would like to announce that the National Population Commission and Nigeria has been given an award. Out of 100,000 countries or users of these facilities, Nigeria has been given an award, a global award, that this month we're going to take at the US for the deployment of this kind of technology. And I would like to also add that no nation in Africa has done the kind of work that we've done in the field of geospatial data, combining census data and geospatial data. No country has done that in Africa.
I hope you use our own satellite. Did you use the Nigerian satellite, or did you use the Intelsat, Canadasat, and what have you? Because of course we hear that the National Agency for Space Research and the National Development, of course, say have up to 2 satellites operating. So I don't know what you deployed to get this done. Whichever way,
Chairman.
but I would prefer for them to patronize local.
Yeah, but you did say what the technology, the software you used.
We developed in-house.
In-house.
The software
by
for
NPC.
that, by NPC.
We have started exporting it.
Yes.
Sierra Leone.
Yes.
What we have done for the EAD, the software application we have done, Sierra Leone have to take some of our staff to go and assist them with that. Just like I have said, it's one of the best thing to happen, and it's even going to improve census taking globally.
Yes.
Because presently the United Nations Population Fund is studying our methodology and discussing what we are, so that if what we are achieving in Nigeria can be taken to other countries. Like I've said, it took Ethiopia about 3 months just to provision their tablets for use. That means you have increased your census length time by that 3 months. And this is what we are doing in 1 minute because of the procedure we adopt.
No, sir, honestly, Claire, you know, it's when Nigerians come to the table to design a project, we are perfect in terms of, you know, structuring, in terms of the articulacy and what have you. But the implementation has always been our problem. So this is going to be a test case for MPC. We wish you well, because all this being equal, if we are not properly counted, Claire, I mean, planning will be a ruse.
Right. All right. So let me. We have few minutes more. This the main census itself is scheduled to take place next year, which is also our election year. And precisely, if I'm right, please, you know, if I'm wrong, correct me. April 2023, which means that the census would happen after the election exercise. And people are wondering, first, there's this apprehension, why should we conduct election, you know, when we have yes, you know, this at this period, and then again when the outcome of the census will not have any direct value on the outcome of our elections. So I don't know, maybe Chairman should start.
Okay, thank you for this important question. Before we arrive at that date, we have to really collaborate, and we have to make a proposal. You see, the conduct of this trial census should have taken place
26.
No, in May.
Okay.
But because of the program of the elections, they're going to political parties are going to have their primaries at that time, so we have to shift it to this month so that we don't have any clash. So it's the same way the conduct of the general elections. We want to conduct the we are insulating the census process from any politics. Our data has no political connotation to anybody.
Okay, sir. How many days will the proper census take? Is it 1 day, after 2 days, 1 week, and what have you? And what happens? Will there be restriction of movements of Nigerians? We'll have so many businessmen and school children, people go to school, and other businesses across Nigeria. Is there going to be sit at home for the purpose of census?
Trial census?
No, the main census.
Okay, you see, the census has stages. You have to, first of all, since it's a population and housing census, you have to do what you call the household house numbering, which will not affect the movement of people. You will do that and then do household listings. That will not affect the movement of people. But okay, then after that you do validation. That one will take 1 week? 5 days for the house numbering and household listings. Then the validation, 2 days. Are we having 2 days or 3?
Because they are going, as soon as we start the household listing and the numbering, the validation starts immediately. So it ends after about 2 days.
The restriction of movement.
Well, I'm coming to that. When it comes to persons enumeration, that's when we have this restriction. It's also 5 days.
Okay, Chairman, I'm sorry. We just 1 minute, and this is just in seconds response.
Okay.
How are we also mainstreaming those that have been displaced, from their areas of from their homes? Like the IDPs. We had a lot of. Are you also considering this set of people? And I'm also wondering, the post-enumeration,
Evaluation.
yes, evaluation. How is it going to be done?
Okay, the questionnaire
Yes,
has been
in less than
designed.
60 seconds.
Yeah, it has been designed in such a way that yes, you can be in IDP. We will capture you when you're ready to, but we link you to your actual permanent place of residence. So you can be captured for in an IDP in, for instance, inside Maiduguri town, where we belong to a local government. So during our analysis, we will link you to your
Local government.
Yes, your local government.
Okay, so we don't have time.
Okay.
Lady. Honorable Nasir Issa Kwara, Executive Chairman, National Population Commission. Thank you for sharing your time and your thoughts with us this morning.
Thank you, Kieran.
On the program. And Dr. Inoa Bakari Jalingod, Census Manager, MPC. Thank you for sharing your experience. You've witnessed the 2 different censuses in Nigeria.
Thank you very much.
All right, and also Mrs. Ariola Olanikbegu, Director of Census, MPC. Thank you indeed.
Thank you.
She has also witnessed 2 censuses.
All right, let's do some sports news.
Bayana of South Africa defeated champion Super Falcons of Nigeria 2-1 in the first game in Group C at the 2023 WAFCON in Morocco. It is a repeat of the 2018 edition where Bayana also picked the Falcons 1-0 in their opener. It is now back-to-back wins for South Africa against the Falcons after they triumphed 4-2 in the Aishatu Buhari Cup in 2021. After a goalless first half, South Africa netted 2 quick goals through Jamin Seposenwe and Felda Gaya.
This game on a return to international football, Jermaine Seposenwe
over there. Nice.
But it is South Africa who lead in this opening match in Group C. I think Francis Odega is another one of the players who is warming up on the screen, but it's put in a chance from Mahaya to make it 2 and has done. Out of nowhere, South Africa has snatched their first 2 shots on target, and they both end in the back of the Nigerian nets.
The Falcons pulled a goal back late in the game of Rashidat Ajibade, which was only a consolation goal.
Now trying to get a shot in from that set piece. The header didn't work, but ultimately a shot in here. Great chance for a goal, and they pulled one back in added time. It's finally come for
The Falcons will be back in action again on Thursday when they will take on Botswana, while South Africa will tackle Burundi.
All right, and that's where we'll say our goodbyes for today. We'd like to thank you very much for joining us again, and do ask you to do film tomorrow. I am Claire Dilabu Abdul Rasak. Always remember to join us in a campaign against rape injuries.
I am Kieran Umar. Thank you for watching and have a good day.
I personally prefer to be a stage actor than a film actor.
Why?
Why? When you are a film actor, you have the opportunities of making mistake, and the director can easily say, cut. Okay, can we take 2? And they go to take 3, to take 4. We don't have such opportunities on stage.
Did you get to see the way telling about the post this? Don't forget to send in your messages.
The difference between picking child and is largely cool.
بأيديكم إلى التهلكة. That is and do more with less people.
If we have a better way of addressing these issues, taking care of...
Congratulations, you were able to sign to move right now from RB Leipzig.
You take water before you walk out.
People have used that for you to talk to those like
Like the person that
a lot of people don't even have resources.
Can't even hear the sound of a cuckoo.
I'm Cecil, and this is the Medley Show on NTA.
24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You can watch NTA International live on your TV, computer, iPad, tablet and phone. Log on to visiontv.co.uk and click on Entertainment, then NTAI. You can also download the iOS or Android app on your mobile devices to watch NTA International on the go, anywhere in the world. NTA International, your window through the world.
Hey beautiful, your eyes, your smile are all begging me to take you home tonight.
Now reading page 3.
Experience unlimited super-fast internet access from Intel 4G. Intel. Live more.
Hello there, and thanks for joining us on another edition of Sports Rail, coming to you on the network service of the Nigerian Television Authority. I am Bade Adeleye. As always, we're reaching you from the beautiful Moshood Abiola National Stadium, Abuja, Mansa. On the rail today, we'll be bringing to you the latest coming from the 2022 Women's Africa Cup of Nations in Morocco. Also, we'll be dwelling on the qualification bid of Nigeria's senior men's basketball team, the Tigers, as they recently played in the third window of the FIBA World Cup qualifiers. And also, we'll be talking about the young man doing so well for Nigeria in mixed martial arts. That's no other person than Israel Adesanya, who again re-exerted its dominance when it comes to the Ultimate Fighting Championship, UFC. These and many more on the show. So, do not move a muscle. Alright, it's no longer news that the Women's Africa Cup of Nations for the year 2022 is very much on, and we can tell you that it's live on the Nigerian Television Authority, all the matches. It started on Saturday, and we saw 3 matches also on Sunday. On Monday, the Super Falcons of Nigeria faced the Bayana of South Africa, but the result did not go really as planned, as many are really talking about that at the moment. But in case you missed that encounter, let's show you how it played out. right, just like I said earlier, all the matches of the 2022 Women's Africa Cup of Nations are very much on NTA. So, for today, we're going to see some other matches being played, and that it's going to take us to Group A actions, which the first one is going to be between Burkina Faso and Senegal. Do not forget that Burkina Faso lost their first game against host Morocco. And of course, Uganda will be facing host Morocco in the second game of the night. And host Morocco, if they can get a win in that game, they'll be guaranteed a place in the second round. That will make them the first team to qualify for the second round of this competition. And again, let's remind you that NT Sports channel is on channel 270 on Star Times. Away from the Women's Africa Cup of Nations 2022, let's talk about the Nigeria Professional Football League. Weeks ago, we got the champions of the league, Rivers United, and I can tell you for free now that a team has been relegated from the MPFL, and it's MFM. Of course, their relegation was confirmed last weekend after they lost their game. Let's quickly give you a rundown of some matches that were played on match day 36 of the Nigeria Professional Football League. As Takada beat Katsina United 2-0, Abia Warriors recorded a 3-2 win over Gombe United. Heartland were 1-0 winners against Sunshine Stars. Shooting Stars forced Rangers International to a 2-2 draw, 1-2-1 against Lobby Stars. Rivers United beat Kano Pillars 1-0. Remo Stars beat Eyimba International 1-0. Wiki Tourists were 2-0 winners against Aqua United, while Kwara United beat Nasarawa United 3-0. They were the biggest winners of the weekend. And I can tell you, which is very much beautiful, we got an away win, and that was the game between MFM and Niger Tornadoes. The Niger Tornadoes won away from home. Let's quickly look at the table, where we know already that Rivers United are number one. They are the champions, no doubt about that. They're being followed by Plateau United, Remo Stars, Kwara United, Rangers International, and Eyimba. That tells you